Hello guys, and happy holidays. I hope you're having the best time of your life because it is merry and everyone is cooking and everyone is eating please. Okay guys, welcome back, and on today's video we are going to talk about some of the factors you need to consider before choosing an agency and before signing your contract with that agency. These factors, there are 7 solid factors, and I'll give you a bonus points at the end of this video. So watch this video to the end to learn about these factors and to know which bonus points I have for you. The reason for this video is to guide a nurse outside there who doesn't know or who is just bombarded with all these agencies outside there just promoting themselves and promising everything, and they just don't know how to go about selecting the best. So this is just to help you with the selection and to make sure you get the best out of your agency. So if you're liking this content and if you're liking this video, please subscribe. Please tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. So let's get into the video. So the first factor you want to consider is certification, and for how long this agency has been in existence. This is so easy. Just if you want to know if it is Avant is so popular. So I really don't think even somebody needs to Google about it. But let's say you pick Avant. There's some people even don't know Avant exists anyway. So if you pick Avant, go in and type Avant Healthcare or Avant Nursing Recruiting Agency, then the Google will take you to their website. Go into their website and see if they are certified. Look at the Joint Commission certification, look at the AAHRI certification, and look about them, and then look up about the Alliance for International Ethical Recruitment, something like that. So you really need to go and see if these people are really certified or this agency is certified. And this agency has been there for some time, and even if they're new agency, they're certified and they have your interest at heart, and their mission is to make sure you get to the United States as early as possible. So that is the first factor you want to consider. The second factor you want to consider is reviews. The good sell. So if an agency is good, you will just see how people are talking about it on their website, how people are leaving the reviews, how people are saying they've been helpful, how they are ethical, and all that good stuff. So you want to look at the reviews. The reviews, as I said, you can get them from their website, you can get them through Facebook, you can get it through Quora. Just go online and type Quora and ask your question on that agency, and then you can get it through friends or through other nurses who've used that agency and what advice they have. Through these reviews, there are bad reviews you're going to get and there are good reviews you're going to get. All agencies are not good to everybody, and all agencies are not a cup of tea to everybody. One agency will be a cup of tea for one person, and another agency will be a cup of bitter lemon for the other person. So please just go through the reviews. Be very objective. Don't concentrate on the negatives as much as you're looking at them. Look at what positives people are saying here and there. So after looking at the reviews, the third thing you want to look at is your contract term. Contract length term. This is very important for me because you want to know how many hours are you going to tender in and for how many years are you expected to work, and are these years or hours on a fixed term basis or they are flexible. What do I mean by flexible and what do I mean by locked term? Locked term means it is, let's say there is the agency A and agency B. Agency A tells you you have 6,400 to work for 3 years. Irregardless, you have to finish both of them. You have to work for them for 3 years and you have to finish 6,400. Even if you finish the 6,400 at your first year, which is not possible, but some people can pull it, you still have 2 years to tender in. If you work for 3 years and you do 6,000 hours, you have 400 hours to tender in. Like you have to finish both. You have to finish the 6,400 and you have to finish the 3. That is locked. Then we have the flexible one. So for me, the flexible one here is you have agency B, which is telling you you are supposed to work for us for 6,400 hours for 3 years. But if you finish these hours in 1 year, you are good to go. If you finish them at 2.5 years, you're good to go. So for me, you really want to know which agency you want to go by. There are so many factors still to consider, whether you go with agency A or agency B. Right? So that was the third factor. So after looking at your contract hours on your third factor, to consider. The fourth factor you want to consider is contract termination terms. The goal, as I say always, when you're back in your home country, is that you are going to finish the 3 hours and get out of that agency. But when you come here, for some reasons, you are unable to finish those hours. You are unable to fulfill your contract agreement, and you want to buy out or you want to get out. What are your contract termination terms? Most agencies will tell you that if you don't finish the contract, you are going to pay a certain amount of money. The most common is $40,000 or $25,000. So you really want to understand, yes, I will pay you $40,000, but please clarify. If I work for 2 years, your contract is 3 years. I work for 2 years and for some reason I can't finish to 3 years. Do I still pay the $40,000? Or is this, as I serve, as I put in my hours, the termination penalty fee decreases? You really need to understand that, because some agencies will tell you at which point you want to break the contract, you are going to pay us this money. Whether the contract is 3 years and you've worked for 2.5 years, still you're going to pay us the $40,000. And there's this agency that is telling you the more you work, this fee reduces. So you work for 2 years, the fee amount reduces, the what you will pay at the end of the day reduces. Please ask that and clarify, because most agencies and the hospital they're working with, they have the right to terminate you at any point if they feel you're not delivering. But the question is, if you're not able to deliver and you personally feel you want to buy out, what are your termination terms? Please ask. Point number 5 is very interesting. I have to smile. It's salary. So salary is the amount of money you're going to be paid. When you're coming here, you're paid as new grad because you've not rendered your hours, or you don't have any experience in the United States. Most of the time their starting salary will be that of a new grad or a new nurse. So when you are considering or when you're being offered money, make sure you understand the cost of living in the state that you're going to. Because, for example, you don't want to be paid $22 per hour and you're going to live in California. I just don't know if you'll make it. Or you don't want to be paid $30 and still you're going to live in California. California is expensive, my dear. So just make sure you Google the cost of living in your state. You know the rent amount, like the rent price range, and just to know that out of this money you'll be paying your car loan, you'll be paying your rent, that this is the money that is going to fund you. So you really want to make sure you get the most out of it. So that is an agreement between you and the agency. Factors that I want you to consider on this salary are shift differentials. If you're working night duty, you need to ask your agency, is that $30 or $20 you're going to be paid just fixed, or if you work night, you qualify for night differentials? Please ask. It's good to ask. Don't assume. Ask if there's weekend differential. Just ask, because at the end of the day, you're working like these other nurses, and apparently or unfortunately, at times you will be given much work because they believe you're a travel nurse and you're earning a lot, which is not the case. So ask about those differentials. Another factor that you need to consider on salaries are the incentive bonuses. So America has shortage, like real-time shortage. And what hospitals do when they have shortages and they don't have enough nurses, they try to incentivize nurses. They tell them, like, if you're gonna pick an extra shift today, we are going to give you $4,000 on top of your normal salary. So please, please, please make sure you understand, as a travel agency nurse or as an agency nurse, are you qualified to get these bonuses? If you're not qualified, it's also fine, but please just find out. It's good to know up front. Don't go to the hospital and you see these people paying these $500 or $400 for every shift you pick extra, and then you go to your agency, oh, do I qualify for this? And they tell you no, and then you start wondering why. Just ask up front. For me, it's better I know than finding out later after learning that there's extra incentives that I don't qualify for them. It's disheartening. The dollar is so sweet, so if you're able to get it, please get it. That is why we are leaving our home countries. We are coming, we are seeking greener pastures, and I really feel nobody should take advantage of that. If you qualify for it, you need to get it. if you don't, it's you to decide whether you're going to be part of the agency or not. So point number 6 that you really need to consider is orientation program. So you are coming from a third world country. I'm sorry to say, but it is what it is. And we are coming to a first world country. Like, these people do their things so fast, and they are of high technology. Their technology is somewhere above us. So you want to understand the orientation program that they offer. You want to know, like, what is the time of the orientation program and when am I going to be left to work on my own. And if I feel like I'm not ready to work on my own, is the hospital flexible enough to add me some weeks? And finally, you want to understand, if you're not able to top up, then what happens? These are just things. It's not like you're preparing for failure. No. When you're coming to this country, you will be going through a lot the first year. You will be adjusting to new culture. You'll be adjusting to new way of doing things. You'll be adjusting to new work environment. You'll be adjusting to new weather. So some people cannot just take that at once. They struggle. It doesn't mean, like, if you can't assimilate so fast that you are stupid or that you don't understand. No, it just means you just need extra time because you're going through a lot. Oh, just including those who are parents, you have to learn how this kid goes to school. Like, it's just a lot during that first year. So you really want to understand your orientation program, and you really need to know how supportive is the hospital towards international educated nurses with the orientation program. I really commend Avant for doing the transition program. I'm not with them, but I've heard stories, and those who were with Avant are just talking good about those transition program. It doesn't mean that these agencies are not doing a good job. It's just that understand the orientation program. That is what I'm saying. There's nothing too complicated about it. Just ask them the orientation program. Most of it is between 6 to 12 weeks. So you really want to understand, if your hospital offers 6 weeks, and by 6 weeks you think or you feel you're not ready, are they able to add you some weeks on there, so just you can adjust to the new system and the new way of doing things in the hospital. Nothing is universal, so that one is no problem. It's just the system and how they do their things and just the technology. So please ask about your orientation program. The 7th one and the last one is benefits. You really want to understand the benefits that this agency offers you. One is you want to understand if they will offer or they will sponsor green card for your family members. I know most agencies do that, and they indicate that on their contract. Read it, understand the fees that they can pay for your family and the fees that they don't pay. This just helps you also to plan. This helps you also to know how much you will need for your family. And then, so these fees can be the NVC fee, they can be the flight fee. You know, you just need to understand if really they support your family with a green card, which fees do they pay and which fee don't they pay. It just makes your work easy in planning. Another benefit that you really need to understand that they offer is medical insurance. Healthcare is important, and healthcare is expensive in this land. So you really need to know which type of health insurance they have, if they can explain to you, or if they can give you brochures so you understand what's going on. And if they don't have these medical insurance offers, how do they go? Do they outsource? How do they go about it? You really just need to understand about that. And then another benefit is the retirement plan. You really will want to ask if they offer the retirement plan. If they offer, how do they do about it? And just to make sure you understand. Another one you really want to understand is the PTO, the paid time off, or your leave days. Most of the time, the PTOs or the leave days are going to be 2 weeks in a year, which is going to be 80 hours a year. Because you're an agency nurse, you have contract for 2 years or 3 years. Some people are like, I'm not going to pick my PTO, I'm not going to use my PTO. I just want to work till the end of my contract, then I'll buy out my PTOs. Please understand, because some agencies don't have that option, while other agencies have that option. Other agencies will tell you, you either use your PTOs before 45 days to completion of your contract, or you lose them, or you give them out. And other agency will tell you, just work, if once you're done, you can buy out your PTO, or you can finish your contract early. So please understand your PTO terms and understand how to use them. So guys, those are the seven factors that you need to consider when choosing an agency. Please, again, I say, if you're liking this video and if you're liking this content, please subscribe, please like, please comment if I've left anything that you feel is a very important factor to consider, and please tell a friend to tell a friend. So before I finish the video, I promised some bonuses, right? Yes. So these are the bonuses. Some will say they don't have weight, but they do. You need to understand your shift. Which shift are you going to work? Because most of us foreign educated nurses, we work during the night. I would say most, not all. Probably your friend is working during the day, fine. But most of us work during the night because that is where the shortage is. So you really will need to understand with your agency and ask them, if I can't deliver at night, can I shift? Do I have that flexibility to shift? Like if I can't work at night, can I go day? If I can't work day, can I go night? Which is so easy. Do day to night, so easy. But vice versa is never easy. So you really need to ask for that. Another bonus that I tell people, and this is a bonus that you need to write down, is that there are so many agencies out there. Yeah, there are so many. Please apply 3, 4, 5 agencies because they give you 30 days to decide whether you are working with them or not. So go ahead, apply as many as you can, go through their contract terms and understand if it is something that entices you. Weigh them out, in and out, like, you know, A is offering this, B is offering this, C is offering this. Oh, I think B is better. You know, weigh out and stick with one. Just don't apply one and then go with that one. You're in a market. Pick. When you go in a market and you find like a bunch of tomatoes or tomatoes, you pick the best one. So please, you have to compare this agency and pick the best one. And then another bonus, the last tip or the last item is you really need to know which type of filing the agency is going to do. Are they going to do the expedited processing or they're going to do the normal processing of your I-140? So that is technical, but that is at the embassy. Expedited means your file or your documents will be looked at within 15 days, and then normal processing is 6 months. There's a reason why the agency will be doing the 6 months filing or they'll be doing the expedited. So you really need to ask them why they opt for the expedite or the normal processing than expedited. And if you find that is something, the explanation makes sense to you and it's something you can go by, then guys, why not take that agency if these other factors work as well as your desire. So guys, that is it. If you find this video valuable, please make sure you get the best agency. At the end of the day, this is about you. You have 3 years to give in, or 2 years, or 2.5, or 6,400 hours. You want to get the best so that when you come here, you are not miserable and you enjoy your life in America for those 3 years before you finish your contract and head out to wherever you want to go. Until next time, I want to wish you guys a Merry Christmas and a prosperous new year. Share with the less fortunate. Please go out of your way and bless somebody's heart. Bye-bye.